Good morning, children. I'm Jie Jie Jenny. How have you been recently? The past 9 sessions, we have been learning about something. What is that something? We have been learning about the 10 commandments. But wait, we learned only 9, right? Today I'm going to talk about the 10 commandments. So, before we go on our 10 commandments, we are going to look back on the 9 of the different commandments. So, do you still remember where are the 10 commandments found? Yes, they are found in the Exodus 20 verse 1 to 21. Okay, let's look on them. The first commandment, do you remember? What is it about? It's about you shall have no other God before Jesus, before God. Meaning we need to put God first in our heart, in our life. And number 2 is you shall not make yourself an idol. Meaning there's no fake God. We don't put our phone as a God, our computer or your toys. Yes, that's the second commandment. And the third one is you shall not misuse the name of the Lord your God. Meaning we need to respect God's name. And number 4, remember the Sabbath day by keeping it holy. Meaning we need to respect God's rest day. So God rests on the 7th day after He created the earth. So we need to respect that day and keep it holy. Which is like now we study the Bible together. Number 5 is honor your father and mother. Meaning we need to respect our mommy and daddy. And number 6 is you shall not murder. Meaning we do not kill people on purpose. And number 7 is you shall not commit adultery. Meaning we need to respect our husbands and wife. If you get married, you need to keep your promises to each other. And number 8 is you shall not steal. Meaning we need to respect other people's stuff. Don't take things without asking. And last but not least, number 9 is you shall not give false testimony. Meaning we need to respect others by telling the truth. Do not lie. So, we are coming to the last commandment, which is found in Exodus 20 verse 17. Okay, let me read it for you. You shall not covet your neighbor's house. You shall not covet your neighbor's wife, or his male servant, or his female servant, or his ox, or his donkey, or anything that is your neighbor's. What does it mean? What does covet means? To covet means to want something selfishly without caring about what other things or feel. So let me say this before we continue on the 10th commandment. Okay? It is okay and it's fine to want something. But it is not okay to want something so much that you think about it all the time. Or take it from someone else or be jealous of someone who has what you want. Coveting is being jealous for what other may have. Now, in Exodus 20 verse 17, list a few things that we may be jealously want, which are our neighbor's house, wives, male or female servant, ox, donkey, or anything of our neighbors. So this verse lists some things that most of us probably don't have. I don't have any servants or oxen lying around my house. But it ends by telling us to not covet anything that belongs to our neighbor. And remember, our neighbor is not just the people who live right next to our house. Anyone we meet is our neighbor. So we must be careful not to jealously want anything that anyone else has. That sounds really difficult, doesn't it? Some people may even wonder, what's the big deal? Are we really hurting anyone by wanting their stuff? The problem with coveting is that it is a sin that happens in your heart. No one can see when coveting starts except you and God. But whatever happens in our heart is what leads to other sins. Just like in Mark 7:20-23 says, and then he added, it is what comes from inside that defiles you. For from within, out of a person's heart, comes evil thoughts, sexual immorality, thieves, murder, adultery, greed, wickedness, deceit, lustful desires, envy, slander, pride, and foolishness. All these vile things comes from within. They are what defiles you. Coveting is like a little seed buried deep in our hearts, which will grow like a weed and turn into other sins. For example, your friend has a very pretty or cool eraser, but you want it so badly that makes you jealous of that friend. You may even lie or steal it from your friend. There, it leads to another sin. Remember that the 8 commandments say, you shall not steal. So, coveting leads to other sins. Of course, even if you never lie or steal or kill, when you jealously want things, coveting is still a big problem. The 10 commandments are divided into 2 sections. The first 4 commandments are about how we can have a good relationship with God. The last 6 commandments are about how we can have a good relationship with our neighbors. When we covet, when we want things so bad that we think about it all the time, we stop thinking about our neighbors how we should. We focus on their stuff instead of focusing on how we can love them best. We cannot respect and love our neighbors when we are focusing on wanting their stuff. Like I said, coveting is a sin that happens in our heart. It does not start out as something we do, but as something we feel. Only God can see what is in our hearts. And when we covet, God sees that we are not content with what He has given us. Think about it. When we want more and more and more, it tells God that what He has given us is not enough, not good enough. When we focus on what other people have, we forget to thank God for what we have. This is a big problem because God has given us so much. So now we are supposed to be worshiping God. If we covet, means we worship the things we want. Oh no! If we worship the things of this world, we cannot worship God. Coveting means stuff is more important to us than God. When we covet, we cannot respect and love God like we should. Oh no! So, we can see that coveting hurts our relationship with God and with our neighbors. So now, how? How can we not covet? How can we protect our hearts from wanting more and more and more? And from being jealous of other people's stuff? Well, of course, we should look at the Bible. The Bible has the answer. In Philippians 4:11-13 says, not that I was ever in need, for I have learned how to be content with whatever I have. I know how to live on almost nothing or with everything. I have learned the secret of living in every situation. Whenever it is, with a full stomach or empty, with plenty or little, for I can do everything through Christ who gives me strength. In these verses, Paul tells us that no matter what, even in hard times when he didn't have much, he knew how to be content. Because he has Jesus to help him to be strong. Next, let's look at Hebrews 13 verse 5. Don't love money. Be satisfied with what you have, for God has said, I will never fail you. I will never abandon you. We can trust God more than money. Money won't last forever, but God promises to be with us always. So, we can be happy with what we have. In all these verses, we can find the opposite of being content, which is being content. Being content is being happy with what we have. When we are happy with what we have, we won't be jealous of what our neighbors have, and we won't make an idol of stuff instead of worshiping God. Worshipping the one true God. When we are content, we can have happy relationships with God and with others. But then, how can we do that? We cannot do it by ourselves. The answer is hidden in the coming verse that I'm going to show you, which is found in James 4 verse 7. Submit yourself then to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. I know a lot of times we cannot control ourselves. But in James 4 verse 7 says, submit yourselves to God, which means submit ourselves to God. He will help us and he will help you. It's a very simple answer. What we do is we pray and ask God. Then he will help you. This is also our memory verse. I'll say it one more time. James 4 verse 7. Submit yourselves then to God. Resist the devil and he will flee from you. So now, we need to remember, do not be jealous of what other people have. This is the 10th commandment. Great job for exploring with me on the 10th commandment. So, today, I have a coloring page for you, which is like this. You can ask mommy or daddy to help you to print out. Then you can take your time and color them. So, that's it from me today. See you next time. Bye!